Hey guys, back with Steve here, newly minted brown belt. And what I wanted to do is talk about a little bit of a different approach for a lot of people, not for everybody, but for a lot of people for passing half guard than the traditional cross-face underhook. But even if you do this one, which is an arm over style of passing, a lot of times there's some details missing that this will make a big difference for you. So let's take a look here. So if I'm in half guard, we all, for the most part, are familiar with and much more comfortable with a cross-face underhook style. But there's also tremendous benefit to getting here, especially if I can be flattening my partner out by driving my chest into their top shoulder as we get into this position. So from here, assuming they maintained an underhook and I haven't pummeled in for an underhook, a lot of times people do not feel secure here. And the reason why they don't feel secure here is because even though my elbow is on the far side of Steve's head, and it might make it difficult for him to get extension of his head and shoulders away, what he can do is he can use this underhook to start to get underneath me. So not only does he get on his side, but he can start to create exposure to my back and to get down underneath me to my legs. The other thing he can do is dig his arm underneath my leg and start to load me up into deep half guard and inversions and things like that. So this is where a lot of times people simply aren't comfortable with this, so they're always trying to look for that cross-face underhook, feel it's much more secure. Let's spin for a second. So what I want you to notice is the difference between here, right now, and notice the angle of my knee and my leg, and also notice all this space in here. Now what I want you to see with just a simple adjustment is what happens when I'm still putting some pressure here on Steve's shoulder to try and keep him as flat as possible. But now I'm going to bring this leg up so it's actually all the way up here by his shoulder line. And then at the same time, I'm going to bring my elbow and my hip simultaneously together. So this is not just a muscle movement, this is your whole body working together. Here, okay? Now from here, Steve, how do you feel?
Not too good.
Okay? There's a tremendous amount of pressure when you do this. At the same time, notice how I'm on the ball of my foot, right? So from here, if Steve goes to bridge, yes, he can lift a little bit, but because I have my toe on the mat, he's not sliding me backwards, and I have enough of an angle here that he can't knock me up over his shoulder. The other thing I'm doing from here is I'm actually going to bring this leg along with me from here, okay? Now if you try to dive underneath Steve, yeah, you're not gonna feel like they're able to do it. And just really quick, what I want you to look at from here, the effect, is how dexterous do you feel if you're in a bottom position and your body is kinked up like this. Okay, so notice he's not comfortably sitting here on his side like he's in a shrimp. He's flat, and his shoulder and knee is basically pinched together. Okay, when that's the case and you can do that without much physical effort on top, you can put somebody into that situation. They basically lose all their mobility. Now it becomes very easy to be able to start to free your knee and begin to pass. Second piece here is what if, because we get these questions too, what if I land someplace different than arm on the far side of the head and over my partner's shoulder? Well, this is my target if I want to pass the guard, because from here, I can open up all this space. So here's where you can start to free your knee, and you can either start to work to pass them out or cut your knee in to the near side, especially if I pummel in, but it's not always necessary. Then from here, you can cut into the near side, just where you point your knee. But if you happen to land down below the shoulder, make sure you're still over the elbow. Because from here, the cool part is just by pinching your elbow in here, turn towards the legs, you can now put a lot of pressure right on your partner's diaphragm line. And the big tip here that I got from Henry Eakins many years ago is instead of just sitting here with your hip on the mat, we're actually looking to be able to load our hip. So my hip is actually up on my partner touching. My shoulders are down, and from here, I'm leaning forward a little bit, so if he goes to bridge, he doesn't take me over. Actually, it costs him a lot of energy to bridge because he feels like he's carrying a cement truck right on his sternum, right on his diaphragm. And now from here, this is a great opportunity to start to attack the arm or slide in for your underhook. Finally, what happens if you go to switch your arm over and their arms are high, so you wind up underneath their armpits, okay? So come in here like this. Now here's the problem. He can frame against my back, like doing a forklift frame, and now from here, as I'm trying to get up higher on his body, he's preventing me from doing that. Now he can start to actually shrimp out and take my back from here. Yes. That's no fun if you're on top. So a little something I came up with to be able to counter that. Assuming that he's got his forearms keeping me from coming up any higher, what I'm going to do from here is try and straighten my arm as much as possible, keep my elbow in tight. Hand goes right on his hip bone. Why? Because if I try and post anywhere else, his leg can move. Yes, I can easily lose that. Even if I have a gi, if he extends his leg, right, this starts to move around, now he can be able to get ahead of me. But the hip bone is a fixed architecture. That's gonna be there all the time. So I go here like this, and now if you start to move, okay, he's taking me along with him no matter where he goes. Now to be able to beat his frames on my back, where he's got his elbows posted against my back, I'm just gonna do a traditional shrimp from here. So move your hips, move your upper body. Move your hips, move your upper body. Now I've got him in a stockade. Very easy from here to start to pass.